He moved like part of the terrain. His limbs were heavy but fluid, built for this place. His body was broad, low to the ground, ribbed with plates of hardened skin the color of damp stone. Between each plate, moss grew. Lichen clung to his shoulders. His feet never struck the earth with force. They sank into it as if tested first, then accepted. His task was ancient, though he did not measure time. The planet told him where to go, and he went. It did not speak in words. It pulsed. It hummed through the marrow of his bones, and sometimes it showed him things behind his eyes. When a river's course bent too wide, when a root net strangled itself, when the breath of the canopy thinned, he would arrive and feel. There was no pride in it. It was simply what he did. On this day, the pulse was soft and steady, a low rhythm barely audible. He walked for most of the waking cycle beneath the pale light of a canopy that changed hue with each breath. Insects traced lines across the mist. At the base of a ravine, he found a tunnel forming. It was not of his making. It tunneled through stone, not yet ready to be moved. The walls of it trembled. He placed a hand against the nearest section and closed his eyes. Heat, pull, desperation, not hunger. Something lower. The planet did not instruct him. It simply let him feel it. And from the feeling, he knew to close the tunnel. The rock folded back with effort, like coaxing a jaw to shut. He poured moisture into it, sealed it with root. Later, high above the western flats, he smoothed the patch of land where the growth had overtaken itself. Trees too close, limbs choking upward. They were not wrong, just impatient. He calmed them, thinned the upper branches, and eased the roots into sleep. They responded. They always responded. He did not think of himself as good. He did not think of himself at all. Then the pulse changed. It came not with urgency, but insistence. It filled his chest. It pushed behind his eyes until he turned east. The land there was old, untouched for many seasons. It had been stable. He made the journey slowly. The ground grew soft beneath his weight. And then he saw it. At the edge of a shallow basin, the ground had opened. Not violently, but wrong. From its center rose thick black spines. They were knotted and sharp, each one curved like a hook. They jutted out at harsh angles, choking the low scrub and strangling younger trees. Their bark blistered where it touched them. The soil beneath was stained and hard-packed. Life here was not dead, but retreating. Near the edge, a cluster of insect creatures skittered in tangled patterns. Small, slick-bodied things with oversized mouths and jittering legs. They tore at leaf and bark, consumed faster than they could process, and left behind glistening waste. The smell of it clung to the back of his throat. The air around them was foul. He approached. The ground here pushed back, not with force, but revulsion, like it wanted no witnesses. He touched the edge of the growth. It flexed. It did not speak. It did not feel. He probed deeper. Roots that fed only inward. Black spines twisted around themselves and pierced the ground like claws. No rhythm. No return. It was not corruption. It was withdrawal. It had turned away from the will of the planet, closed itself in. His jaw tightened. He stepped back. The pulse in his chest returned. The planet was with him. But it did not rage. It did not instruct him to burn or tear. Instead, the sensation was one of leaning, of turning slightly, of extending something soft. He lowered his body and pressed his hands to the earth. A current passed through him. A realignment. Something old. He spoke the motion into the ground, shaping it with his breath and spine. It moved through the basin like a slow wave, touching the roots of the black spines. They shivered, then began to change. The blackness dulled. The twisted growths lost their tension. They uncurled. The choking grip around trees released. Some of the smaller spines cracked and fell away, absorbed into the softened soil. The canopy above stirred for the first time. Mist returned. The insect creature slowed, then disappeared into the undergrowth. He watched. The infestation had not died. It had not been punished. It had been brought back. And he was not pleased. He turned away and climbed the slope above the basin. There, the ground was dry and clear. As he settled, the planet responded. A canopy creature descended from the heights, weaving itself into a lattice above him. It sang as it worked. Cool mist gathered around his shoulders. A resting place. He sat in silence beneath it. The bloom below continued to adapt. It pulsed faintly in time with the deeper rhythm. He thought of how easily it could have been erased, how much cleaner that would have been, how much more just. He had seen lesser wrongs undone without question. But this one was spared, nurtured. He closed his eyes beneath the shade. By the next cycle, the shade was gone. No torn pieces, no residue, simply gone. The sky above was open and hot. The mist had vanished. The earth was smooth where the lattice had rested. He stood slowly, looked up. He did not call out. The planet was already listening. You removed it, he said. The answer came in thought, a voice without sound. You mourned the shade that cooled you, but not what I restored. You wished it erased. You thought the land unworthy of healing. Yet I did not create to destroy. Would you have me burn what can breathe again? The wind stirred the edges of the slope. A single petal drifted past his shoulder, pale green and new. He looked down at the basin. The blackness was gone. In its place, wide-leaved plants swayed gently, their roots intertwined with old stone. The canopy above was vibrant, singing. He remained on the slope, the sun high, the wind still, and the pulse of the planet, steady as ever, moved on.